Wonder Woman. Spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, or if you don't want the spoilers, then don't watch this video. Watch my other video that's spoiler free. This video is spoiler thick. You ready? Here we go. Wonder Woman. I've waited for this movie since I was a little kid. Adam West had Batman, there was Tarzan, there was the Lone Ranger, but I always dug Wonder Woman, including the other superheroes. Superman was on TV back then, and then they started making the movies. They started really getting into them, and they were making them before, but they were really starting to bring them out in like the 80s, and I'm like, wow, this is good. They've talked about a Wonder Woman movie forever, and then finally they've got one with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. Chris Pine is hilarious in this movie. He's got a bunch of one-liners, and each and every single one of them hit the target. He's a funny guy. He's a leading man. He's the good-looking guy. He's the funny guy. He's action star. They did a good thing with having Chris Pine. The movie starts out in Themyscira, and what happens is Trevor lands in the water, crash lands, and Steve Trevor, and Princess Diana decides that she is going to help him. She dives in the water, she saves him. A bunch of Nazis come through, and they all get into this big tussle, and the Amazons end up taking on the Nazis. And I don't know if they're unfamiliar with bullets or if they just weren't prepared for them, but a bunch of them get shot, and that always sucks. So they end up getting shot up, and she's like, man, you know, that's crazy. They got this war going on out there, and we're not a part of it. We're supposed to be defending the world, man. So we need to be doing that. And she tells her mother and her family and everybody that she wants to go take Steve Trevor back to the world, and she wants to go back, and she wants to help end the war. For some reason, she doesn't want to take like a bunch of Amazons with her. She's just going to do it by herself. She's Wonder Woman, so yeah. So she goes back, and she meets a motley crew of dudes, of warrior type guys. They get together. They're different. I guess they were prior military, or either way, these guys are I guess they'd be like military specialists, or maybe they're people that just have some type of loyalty to Steve Trevor, but he recruits them to help him go and investigate what's going on. The Nazis have come up with a new weapon that supposedly will end the war, and Diana's going to go with him because she wants to go to the war. Then we meet the villain, and he's taking this gas formula to enhance his strength. And the person that I thought was going to be one of the main villains, the Dr. Poison, is giving it to him, and she says, "This will, return you to what you once were." But they never say who he once was, which is a mystery. Maybe he's they don't really explain it. So maybe he's a dark side dude that's on the planet that's, stroking the flames of war, or maybe he's an Ares underling. They don't really say. But he gets his power back. He fights Wonder Woman and everything, and she's not, she beats him, in a fairly easy battle. And I'm watching this and I'm like, as soon as the battle started, I'm like, I don't think that's the dude. That can't be the dude. So I'm thinking the dude back at, the American dude. And it turns out it's not. He's not Ares. Ares is another guy. It's a spoiler, but I don't want to give everything away. Ares is another guy. So unbeknownst to her, he's still around. She didn't beat and defeat Ares. And Ares comes and he's pretty formidable for a comic book movie villain. He's a tough guy. And he gives her the business for a while. It's her movie. There's going to be a part 2. So she wins. But he does give her the business for a while. And then she wins. And she suffers some loss in winning. And the whole movie is told basically as a memory for her while she's sitting at a desk. She's sitting at a desk and she's thinking back. She's like, man, yeah, wow, back in the days. And then it's going into like flashback mode. And she goes back into flashback mode, and that's where the movie happens. The entire movie is her sitting at a desk, flashback mode. Now, I think that if DC is going to model the rest of their movies in this certain direction, they got to hit. They're going to be contenders. Some of their movies have missed. Some of them have missed big. I'm not even going to say Green Lantern out loud. But Wonder Woman is going to be the pinnacle. I think she's going to be their forerunner. In DC comic books and DC Marvel or DC Universe, they have a thing called the Trinity, which is their big 3. In Marvel, they've got Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. In DC, the Trinity is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman, her movie did well. I gotta tell you, my favorite is probably the Dark Knight movies, but the Wonder Woman movie was done well. It was done really, really well. And I think that if they can get Superman out of that crazy funk that he's in, doubting himself, then they might have their holy trinity back again. But either way, I think they've got a big hit with Wonder Woman. Time will tell. But if you dig the video, you dig the content, then right over here in the corner, click my face and subscribe. And then like.